8 people have been injured in a shooting in occupied East Jerusalem. It's believed the gunman targeted passengers on a bus and in a car, as well as pedestrians. The police haven't ruled out the possibility of more than one shooter. Israeli forces are searching in the district of Silwan.
Israeli media is reporting as many as 8 people were injured in this shooting, 2 of them seriously. One of them is a 35-year-old woman who is pregnant. According to media reports, at least one person ambushed a bus as it arrived at the Western Wall in the Old City on Sunday morning. Witnesses say that as people were boarding the bus and it was packed, they heard gunshots, screams, shouting, and warnings that this was a terror attack.
A city under siege. At least 24 cars set on fire in Tijuana, Mexico Friday night. The U.S. consulate warned Americans to avoid the area and shelter in place until further notice. The mayor announced 3,000 armed police and military personnel responded to the incidents. The federal government today announcing the arrest of 17 people, 3 identified as members of the Jalisco New Generation cartel. It's just the latest in a string of violent attacks throughout Mexico. A prison riot in Juarez killed 11 on Thursday, burnt out buses and cars seen in Jalisco and Guanajuato too.
This is the man accused of stabbing acclaimed author Salman Rushdie on Friday, leaving him in a critical condition. 24-year-old Hadi Matar, a US citizen with Lebanese parents, entered a not guilty plea as he appeared at court charged with attempted murder and assault. Matar is said to have stabbed 75-year-old Rushdie more than 10 times in the face, neck and stomach as the writer spoke at an event in New York State. Rushdie, who authored his controversial book The Satanic Verses in 1988, is recovering in hospital after the attack. He faced years of death threats for his work, which some Muslims see as blasphemous due to its depictions of the Prophet Muhammad.
Amid heated exchange between China and the US over Taiwan, on the ground the situation remains tense as Chinese jets continue to hover around Taiwan and its troops continue holding drills in other parts of the country. Chinese state television aired visuals showing anti-aircraft missiles being fired in the Xinjiang region. Also, fighter jets were shown taking off for night training as well in various infantry drills. According to Taiwan's defense ministry, 13 Chinese Air Force planes crossed the Taiwan Strait's median line, though on a much smaller scale. But Beijing continues its military activities close to the Chinese claimed island.
The Taliban have been trying to stop women in the Afghan capital, Kabul, from protesting on the streets. They fired shots in the air as dozens of women protested against the restriction of women's rights. The demonstration comes a year after the Taliban seized power in Afghanistan. Well, our correspondent in Kabul, Vineet Hari, said the women were demanding basic rights as they face an increasingly restrictive public life.
So this group of women protesters were marching from the education ministry, Taliban's education ministry, to the vice and virtue ministry, and they looked defiant, angry, upset. They were chanting and they were demanding the right to work, right to education, right to normal social and political life. And as you know, girls in Afghanistan are barred from attending secondary schools. Women cannot work they can work only in some chosen sectors, including public health.
But the country at this point of time is caught in a crisis over a surveillance ship that's been sent by China. The ship in question here is Yuan Wang 5. It's a high-tech Chinese tracking vessel. And Beijing wishes to dock this ship at the Hambun Tota port, which is owned by Colombo, but has been leased out to China for the next 99 years. At first, when China had shown interest, it was Sri Lanka's least concern. But within days, India expressed a lot of concern about the presence of a Chinese ship being allowed to dock in Hambun Tota. New Delhi flagged its concerns that a vessel that is capable of snooping on its neighbors, that has an aerial reach of more than 750 kilometers, is a cause of concern for India. And if Beijing is granted access to come and dock in Hambun Tota, then this surveillance ship that you're looking at on your screens can potentially snoop on several Indian military assets, including the 2 nuclear power stations.
At least one person was killed and more than 20 were injured at a music festival in Spain early Saturday. The incident occurred when strong gusts of wind caused parts of a stage to collapse at the Medusa Festival in Cullera. As the weather worsened, the organizers of the festival ordered the area to be evacuated. Of the injured, 3 people remained in serious condition on Saturday, officials said. The organizers released a statement expressing their condolences and announcing the festival was canceled.
One of India's most popular media players across multiple platforms, VLC Media Player, is reportedly being banned in the country. The VLC Media Player website no longer works in India and users cannot download the program's exe file or the window executable file for installation anymore. Interestingly, VLC Media Player is still available on the Google Play Store. Users with an Android phone can visit the Google Play Store and install the app for now. Neither VLC Media Player nor the government has revealed why the media player was taken down. However, multiple reports suggest the step was taken after the program was used by China-backed hacking group for cyber attacks.